Fighting with My Family was directed by Stephen Merchant, and the story follows WWE superstar Paige, who started her wrestling career in Norwich, England, and later moved to the States as we see her time in WWE NXT and eventually the main roster. Sven Soley here. Andrew Kent is a pretty big WWE fan. I watched it a lot as a kid. Then I started getting back into it about 5 or 6 years ago and have been watching ever since. If you want my opinion on the current state of Raw and SmackDown Live, write to me down in the comment section below. But me being a WWE fan made me even more excited to see Fighting with My Family, and this movie absolutely paid off. This was an emotional roller coaster and a very well acted movie. Florence Pugh as Paige and Jack Lowden playing her brother, both of them were excellent. I barely knew anything about either one of these actors. Jack Lowden, I saw him in Dunkirk. Have yet to see anything from Florence Pugh, but both of them on the screen carried this movie. Vince Vaughn is also in this film playing the NXT trainer, and Nick Frost plays the father to both of these kids. Each of those two guys were very good in this movie as well, and I don't think there's any roles that they could do better in than the ones they were given for Fighting with My Family. That's the type of role Vince Vaughn should play only moving forward. I like him more in positions where he can be serious, but at the same time, spew some humor here and there. Because of these great performances though, the emotion pours out of the screen. You feel so many vibes of love and sadness and everything. It really does come hit you hard. Jack Lowden, I thought, did the best job out of the whole cast when these emotional scenes needed to punch you hard in the stomach. Plus, I felt they got the Paige story right. This was a story I wanted to learn more about, and they did a really good job in portraying her story on the big screen. Now, as a big WWE fan, I was eyeing everything on the screen like a hawk. I was making sure everything held up in the movie as it did in real life, and some of the times, that was not the case. I understand that it is extremely difficult to capture what was going on in 2013-14 with Paige's career and replicate it onto the screen. They even filmed Paige's match in front of a live Monday Night Raw audience, and when you're doing that just about a year or two ago when this movie was filmed, you're not going to be able to get everything from 2014 that was there on that episode of Raw correct. A few things that bothered me, for instance, were how when her and her brother go to the tryouts for NXT, they are on the SmackDown Live stage, but SmackDown Live did not actually become a live thing until 2016, not when Paige first debuted. And when we finally get to the debut of Paige in 2014 on Monday Night Raw, we see the live broadcast with John Cena and the old Raw set, but then we see the one that was filmed with Paige fighting Zelina Vega, who was playing AJ Lee, and the set was the new Raw set that's on TV now. A few of those small things did bother me as a WWE fan, but it was not that big of a deal. And of course, this is a story we've seen many times. It's an underdog story of somebody wanting to do something and they finally reach their dream. But honestly, I did not care that there were some cliches in this movie. You're always gonna have cliches in film, especially films like this, but it was fine. I did really enjoy this movie. You don't have to be a WWE fan like me to enjoy it. Go to the theaters, watch this film. It really is emotional. The performances are some of the best this year so far. I had a great time watching Fighting with My Family. I'm giving Fighting with My Family a 75%. One last thing, do not expect to see Dwayne Johnson too much in this film, despite the fact that he is on the poster in the very front. He's just on the poster to sell more tickets for this film. End of story. Alright, so for those of you who also saw Fighting with My Family this past weekend or this week, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are of it. As always, if you're new to my channel, click that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.